This month's TV 47 Star Student of the Month from Sylacauga High School is brought to you by Curtis and Son Funeral Home.
Hey, we welcome Malik Crawford this morning. He is a senior at Sylacauga High School. Malik, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Congratulations on several situations where, of course, he's a senior, he's our Star Student of the Month, also a member of the state championship Sylacauga Aggies 5A basketball team, and it's been a whirlwind for you lately, hasn't it?
Yes, sir, it has. Been very busy lately. Very busy lately.
Talk about a little bit about Malik Crawford. Tell us kind of who you are and your time at Sylacauga High School.
You know, most of the time I'm pretty laid back, you know, just relaxing. But in the classroom, I tend to get my work done and try to strive to be a pretty good student, a pretty model student. And on the basketball court, I take things very seriously. I try to be the best player I can be. And that worked out for us this year by bringing home a state championship to Sylacauga.
Show your cap a little bit right there.
Oh, yeah, you know, this is the state championship cap. I'm really picky about this. I really don't really let anyone wear it. I like it to be, after the day, after the parade, no one else is going to wear it. It's going up, and that'll be it for the state championship cap.
All right, congratulations again on that. The parade at 4 o'clock in downtown Sylacauga this afternoon. Malik Crawford is a senior at Sylacauga High School, our Star Student of the Month. What about your family, Malik? Who are they?
My uncle, Coach Crawford, he's on the football staff down at Sylacauga High School. My father's Belvin Crawford, and my grandparents are Henry and Bessie Crawford. And I have an aunt who works at Nichols Lawson. Her name is Renetta Baldwin. And that's, those.
You have brothers and sisters?
Yes, I have some brothers and sisters, but they stay with my mother in Virginia.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Malik Crawford, our Star Student of the Month. What has been so special to you about being in the Sylacauga City School System? And here you are, your senior year, you're almost done.
It's a special thing because what I've noticed from traveling from each school system or each school is the teachers really care about you, and they care about you as a person, and they want to see you succeed, and they'll help you strive to be the best person you can be. And that's one thing I really noticed, and one thing I really liked about the teachers in this school system. You mentioned your family tree, and you mentioned your uncle, Coach Crawford, and you mentioned your grandparents. How instrumental have these people been in your life? Very instrumental. My grandparents are very instrumental in my life, and without them, I don't know where I would be, you know, because they always help me, you know, help keep my head on straight, and they're just very instrumental in the things I do day in and day out and how I model myself as a person.
Getting your education is paramount, but you really want to continue your basketball prowess too at the next level.
Yes, sir. That's what I plan to do if the Lord may see it fit. But I plan to sign within the next 1 or 2 month period.
Do you have some schools that you're looking at? Or?
Yes, I have a few schools that I'm looking at. Yes.
Can you give us a hint who some of them might be?
Not yet. Not yet. I don't want to give it out too soon.
How do you, of course, you're busy as a young man with your education, as a student athlete. How do you balance all of that? Because, you know, you got basketball going on. It's taking up a lot of time, especially in the last few weeks. And, you know, in regular season, you got homework, you got practice, you got games. How do you balance all of that?
You can balance it. You just have to know when and how to pick and choose spots when you're going to do things, because basketball is very time consuming, but at the same time you have to find a time and place to fit in a little bit of homework here or fit in a little study in there so you don't fall off on your grades. But after basketball season, when there's nothing else to do, that's when you really step up on your grades, because that's the only thing you have to worry about.
So some of the classes you're taking this year as a senior.
I take analytical math. What's
that about?
It's tough.
That's hard for me to even say the word.
Yes, sir. It's basically just some math, you know, about analytics, charts, graphs, things of that nature. And I'm in government and economics, which is pretty easy. You know, all history should be easy, you know, just reading and applying. But those are the classes I'm taking right now to finish up my senior semester.
Who are some people within the school that has helped you along, has been there for you to encourage you when you needed encouraging, and kind of remind you that, hey, you gotta pick this up, you got to get going here?
Oh, I can give you a whole list of people, but I'll start off with my science teacher, Miss Port. Since I stepped into the high school, I always knew she was someone who would help me. She's been my science teacher every year except my 10th grade year. She's someone who helps me a lot. You know, she's in my ear all the time about things I should do. And Mrs. Stell, she got married, so her name's not Miss Stell anymore,
yep.
But, you know, she's someone who always helps me. And my 12th grade English teacher, Miss Salter, she's someone who always helps me. And, of course, my coach, Will Copeland, he always helps me. And the business teacher, Miss Pamela Mathieu, she always helps me. It's just a lot of people who always, you know, just let me know that I should stay on top of things and always in my ear about things I should do. And I really appreciate those people in my life.
If there's been one person who you would consider maybe a mentor to you, who would that be? I know you mentioned a lot of names and a lot of people, but is there somebody that you kind of modeled your life after a little bit and kind of watch what they do and kind of mimic what they do sometimes?
Man, it is. His name, I was a freshman, I'll never forget it. His name was Jalen McGee. He was a senior at Sylacauga High School. And when I was younger, he used to tell me, you know, the ins and outs about high school. And ever since then, I just tried to, you know, almost not mimic, but, you know, take some things, pull and grab, just be a sponge and soak up some information he dropped. And I think it's helped me be pretty successful.
As a successful athlete, as well as your educational process, a lot of young kids look up to you, and they do, athletes especially, but how do you try to lead for younger kids to follow in your footsteps maybe? I just try to show them things that they should do to be successful. I always let them know, you know, you should respect your teachers, listen to anyone who's an authority above you, and that'll just make life a lot easier. And I don't do anything that I wouldn't want my parents seeing me doing out in public. I just try to be a great example and a role model because I know at all times there's a lot of eyes on me. So it's nothing, I don't really try to do anything to tarnish my image that much, you know. Malik Crawford is our Star Student of the Month. He's a senior at Sylacauga High School and a member of the state championship basketball team. And you were awarded a lot of honors down through the season, too, as being a part of the basketball team.
Yes, sir. All those honors, they mean a lot to me, but they wouldn't come without my teammates. They put me in positions to be successful on the court, and without them, anything I do is not possible. So I give all the success and honor to my teammates as well.
Do you play more sports than just football?
No, sir. That's the only thing I play.
I mean, instead of basketball?
Yes, sir.
Your feeling, and I asked Coach Crawford and Coach Jones this yesterday. They were sitting there, and we talked about when the clock ticked to all zeros on that scoreboard at Legacy Arena. What were your thoughts?
I had mixed emotions. It was a whole bunch of mixed emotions. I was happy that we was won, but like 5 minutes later, I was crying because it was my last high school game. So it was just mixed emotions. But after that, you know, I got together and I was like, wow, we just won a state championship. The first time we have won one in 30 years. And it's something that I'll cherish for the rest of my life.
All right, Malik Crawford, our Star Student of the Month. He's a senior at Sylacauga High School, our Star Student of the Month. Don't forget the basketball parade honoring these young men this afternoon at 4 o'clock in downtown Sylacauga. Going to be a little breezy out there today, too, man.
It will be a little breezy. I have my jacket on.
Congratulations on all your success, and we appreciate you being here this morning.
Thank you.
Malik Crawford, our Star Student of the Month. Daybreak continues in a minute.
This month's Star Student of the Month has been brought to you by Curtis and Son Funeral Home. Tune in to Daybreak for your Star Student of the Month.